Welcome to Dark Side of History channel, where the untold stories of the past come to life. So don't forget to subscribe and
Cherokee Strip Land Rush Race. Hundreds of people raced on horseback and in wagons to claim available territory land during the Cherokee Strip Land Run in 1893. This massive event allowed settlers to claim free land in what would become part of Oklahoma by racing to mark their chosen plots. The land rush represented the American dream of owning land and starting fresh in the frontier territories. Oregon Elk Hunting Mountain Camp. Two skilled hunters displayed their elk catch beside their makeshift camp in the Coast Range Mountains of Oregon. These experienced outdoorsmen spent weeks in the wilderness hunting large game to provide meat for their families and communities. The hunting camp showed how frontier people relied on their skills and the land's resources to survive in remote areas. Texas Horse Wrangler Ranch Life. A seated man posed beside his horse with a large herd grazing in the background in 1910, showing the economic importance of horse breeding in Texas. These skilled horse wranglers managed hundreds of animals that were essential for transportation, farming, and cattle work throughout the American West. The horse ranch represented a major business that supplied animals to settlers and ranchers across the frontier. Vermilion Missouri River Flood Destruction. South Dakota businesses and wooden structures were heavily damaged by floodwaters during the Vermilion Missouri River flood in 1881. This natural disaster destroyed homes, shops, and entire communities along the river, forcing people to rebuild their lives from nothing. The flood damage showed how frontier settlers faced constant threats from nature as well as human challenges. Kansas Saloon Carrie Nation Destruction. The interior of a Kansas saloon was completely destroyed by temperance activist Carrie Nation in 1901, ending its role as a leisure and entertainment gathering place. Nation used a hatchet to smash bottles, furniture, and fixtures as part of her crusade against alcohol consumption. The saloon destruction represented the clash between traditional frontier culture and reform movements. Oregon Blacksmithing School Workshop. Men and boys worked together in a wooden workshop at Forest Grove Blacksmithing School in 1882, learning to shape metal tools and horseshoes. These skilled craftsmen were essential in frontier communities because they made and repaired the tools, weapons, and equipment that settlers needed to survive on the frontier. The blacksmith school showed how communities invested in training young people for important trades. Yellow Aster Saloon California Card Games. Men played cards and gathered around the bar at the Yellow Aster Saloon in Randsburg, California, around 1900. This popular gathering place provided entertainment, news, and social interaction for miners and workers in the remote desert mining town. The saloon served as the social center where men relaxed after hard days of dangerous mining work. Virginia City Underground Mining Operations. Nevada miners used pickaxes and lanterns to extract valuable ore from dark underground tunnels in Virginia City in 1867. These brave workers descended hundreds of feet below ground to dig silver and gold from dangerous mine shafts that could collapse at any time. The underground mining showed the incredible risks that miners took to extract the precious metals that build fortunes. Mexican Border Pack Mule Supply Train. Government handlers led supply-carrying pack mules along the Mexican border in 1883 for long journeys through remote desert terrain. These hardy animals could carry heavy loads of food, water, and equipment to isolated military posts and settlements where wagons couldn't travel. The pack mule trains were essential for maintaining communication and supplies across the vast southwestern frontier. Montana Wild Horse Breaking Skills. A cowboy demonstrated horse taming techniques in Montana in 1890, showing the essential skills needed for cattle handling throughout the American West. These skilled horsemen had to break wild mustangs and train them to work with cattle on the open range. The horse-breaking ability was crucial for success in the cattle industry that dominated the Western economy. Pueblo Hunter Traditional Catch. A traditional hunter in authentic attire held his rifle and displayed rabbits from his daily hunting expedition in 1890. This skilled outdoorsman used both traditional methods and modern firearms to provide meat for his family and community. The Pueblo hunter represented the blend of ancient hunting traditions with new frontier technology. Burlington Railroad Mountain Curve. A wooden train wound through the Burlington Railroad's horseshoe curve in the mountainous pine forests of South Dakota in 1891. This engineering marvel allowed trains to climb steep mountain grades by following a curved path that looked like a horseshoe from above. The railroad curve represented the incredible engineering challenges of connecting the East and West through difficult mountain terrain. Hunkpapa Sioux leader Gall Wisdom. Gall was a significant Hunkpapa Sioux leader at Fort Buford, North Dakota in 1881, renowned for his leadership and wisdom during difficult times. This respected chief helped his people navigate the challenges of reservation life while maintaining their cultural traditions and dignity. His leadership showed how Native American leaders worked to protect their people during the dramatic changes of the late frontier period. Navajo warrior mother protection. A young Navajo man with bow and arrow stood before a rock formation with his mother in 1873, showing traditional family bonds and protection roles. This warrior carried the responsibility of hunting and defending his family while learning ancient skills from his elders. The family portrait represented the strength of Native American family structures during the pressure of frontier expansion. William Henry Jackson Western photography. Photographer William Henry Jackson documented Western landscapes and pioneer communities throughout Colorado in 1873. His photographs provided some of the first images of the West for people living in eastern cities who had never seen mountains or frontier towns. Jackson's photography helped promote Western settlement by showing the beauty and opportunities available in the frontier territories. California steam pump water technology. McClung Ranch in Kern County, California used steam pump furnace technology for water delivery in 1888 to support farming in the arid region. This innovative equipment allowed farmers to irrigate crops in areas where natural rainfall was insufficient for agriculture. The steam pump technology represented how frontier innovation adapted Eastern industrial methods to solve Western environmental challenges. Omaha Sioux Cultural Dance Celebration. The Omaha Sioux performed traditional dances at Fort Niabra in Nebraska in 1991 as part of their cultural traditions and community festivities. These important ceremonies maintained tribal identity and spiritual connections despite the restrictions of reservation life. The cultural celebrations showed how Native American communities preserved their heritage even under difficult circumstances. Utah First Oil Discovery Boom. The first oil discovery at Mexican Hat, Utah in 1895 boosted the local economy by attracting workers and investors to the remote region. This black gold discovery created new opportunities for wealth and development in areas that had been considered worthless desert land. The oil boom represented how natural resource discoveries could transform frontier communities overnight. Virginia City International Hotel Boom. The International Hotel on C Street in Virginia City provided lodging for travelers, miners, and merchants during the economic boom period from 1860 to 1870. This elegant hotel served the wealthy mine owners and businessmen who profited from the silver strikes in the Nevada mountains. The hotel represented the temporary prosperity that mining booms brought to frontier towns. Kansas Railroad Track Hand Car Maintenance. Workers in Salina, Kansas used a handcar for vital railroad track inspections and repairs in 1867. These essential maintenance crews kept the railroad line safe and operational by checking for broken rails, loose spikes, and other dangers. The track maintenance work showed how the railroad required constant care and attention to keep trains running safely. Cheyenne Chief Spotted Tail Diplomacy. Prominent Cheyenne leader Chief Spotted Tail was known for his diplomatic skills and respected tribal leadership in 1869. This wise chief worked to negotiate peaceful relations between his people and the advancing American settlers and military forces. His diplomatic efforts showed how some Native American leaders tried to find peaceful solutions during the conflicts of westward expansion. Union Pacific Railroad Directors Construction. Union Pacific Railroad directors gathered in October 1866, 25 miles west of Omaha, to oversee the crucial construction of the Transcontinental Railroad. These powerful businessmen managed the massive project that would connect the Atlantic and Pacific coasts for the first time. The directors' meeting represented the enormous financial and organizational effort required to build America's first transcontinental railroad. Deadwood Pack Mule Main Street. Pack mule handlers worked on Main Street in Deadwood in 1876, carrying supplies from the Bighorn store to pursue fresh regional business prospects. These hardworking men transported goods to remote mining camps and settlements that couldn't be reached by wagons or trains. The pack mule operations showed how frontier commerce adapted to the challenging terrain of the Black Hills. Kiowa Nation Horseman Ceremonial Dress. A Kiowa horseman displayed authentic traditional attire including feathers, ornaments, and ceremonial garments in 1891. This proud warrior maintained his cultural identity and tribal traditions despite the pressures to abandon Native American customs.